Welcome to Your Cyber Path, the podcast that helps you get your dream cybersecurity job by sharing the secrets of experienced hiring managers and top cybersecurity professionals with you. Now, on to the show.
I know you've been working on something for Akylade, which is a new certification exam provider. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the springboard for that, in part, is something you said a moment ago when you were describing the difference between LPI Security Essentials and Security Plus. You were mentioning the price points were very different. And on that basis, Jason came to me recently and he said, I'm looking at all these certification providers and I think they're getting a little bit too greedy maybe. And I think that there's a whole other, approach that can be taken. And so he shared that with me. And part of it was based on keeping things affordable. But also part of it was on addressing areas that people have been asking for certifications in that just aren't being provided on the open market right now. So kind of putting those two things together, along with a bunch of other stuff about, how we want to deliver training, how we want to make sure people are set up for success. All of that is coming together in this new company that Jason and I formed. It's called Akylade. And we've got a whole roadmap right now of cybersecurity certifications that we're going to be launching, and we're going to open it up. So there's going to be lots of training providers. We're not going to be the only training providers. We are going to be the certification body, but we're going to open it up so that anybody who wants to, get people ready to take the certification exam, they'll be able to do that. Now, the first certification is called the Certified Cyber Resilience Fundamentals, and that's a knowledge-based certification, and it's mostly about the NIST cybersecurity framework and how you can use it in order to increase the cyber resilience of your organization. The next certification we're going to do after that is going to be called the Certified Cyber Resilience Practitioner, which is really cool because we believe very strongly in skills-based certifications, and that's exactly what that one's going to be. It's going to be a very practical, how do you apply what you learned in the fundamental certification? Now, how do you go to work? How do you benefit your organization? How do you actually apply it to your organization and move the needle and get your organization to be more cyber resilient? So I think you can tell, I'm really excited by these certifications. I think they're going to really help people do great work, and it's going to help. I mean, dare I say it in my Boy Scout, sort of frame of mind, it's going to strengthen our online community, and it's going to make us more cyber attack resistant. And when we do get attacked, we're going to do a much better job of resisting utter catastrophe because we're going to be more resilient. And I don't know. I mean, I just think in terms of having impact on the world, I love that. I think it's a great way to spend our time at work. Okay, so having said all that, Jason, did you want to add anything else about Akylade, or did I just talk the hell out of that one?
No, I think you did a great introduction. The one thing I will say is, Akylade is being started from the ground up. So just like think back to CompTIA in the early 90s, that's where we are. And we have a lot of benefits over some of the bigger providers, right? By being small, we are very nimble and we can work into different areas of coverage that some of the bigger providers don't. So I'll give you a great example of that. The first one we're doing is the NIST cybersecurity framework, right? That thing's been out since 2015. And yeah, there's an objective here in CYSA Plus, and there may be like a little discussion in CAS Plus, but there's not really a course or a certification exam that says, hey, I am certified to be a part of a NIST framework team for us to be able to do these assessments and be a consultant, right? Or, hey, I am the consultant. I can come in and fix your company, right? And that's the work that it does on a daily basis with cyber risk opportunities. So as we start looking around the marketplace, we start trying to say, where are the areas that we can go after? And as Kip said, our goal is to keep these things very affordable. We're talking $100 to $150 at the foundation level, maybe $150 to $200 at the practitioner level. Our whole goal in building this is to do it. I don't want to say we're trying to do it cheap because we're not. We're doing it world-class, but we are keeping our costs down, and we are really bootstrapping this to make sure that we can pass the savings on to our students. I work with a lot of companies, as people know. I work with CompTIA, I work with LPI, I work with PeopleCert, and most of these organizations have, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 employees trying to do this work. And because of that, they have, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, or 10,000 salaries to pay. And I could tell you, somebody who has a team of less than 25, Labor's expensive, right? For my team of 25 people, it's $1 million a year. And so we start looking at some of these certifications and going, why are they charging $1,000 for this one certification? Well, because it costs them a ton to build, and the higher up that certification is, the less students need it. So we expect to see, 100% of our fundamental people, maybe only 50% or 20% are going to go to the practitioner level. And that's pretty typical. And the more you go higher, the more people drop off. And so when we build these, we have to build them so that they are affordable to make, affordable to take, and are something that are valuable to you. The last thing I would say about this is you are going to hear from us when it's ready to go into the beta. We're going to be looking for beta testers to go through it. Right now we are in the job task analysis process for the first one. We've got our SMEs together. They're working on that this week and next week. Then we go into the question writing. And then about a month later, we'll be ready to start doing betas to figure out what the cut score is, what's going to be a pass, what's going to be a fail, have people go through the first initial exams and get all the psychometrically valid data, because we've got learning and design folks helping us with this. It's not just Jason decided, I want to make a cert. I made a practice exam, take the practice exam and you're going to be certified. We're going through the full rigmarole so that this is an industry-wide recognized certification.
Right.
All the ones from Akylade are. So you're going to see that as we go forward. Our goal is basically in the next 5 years, as you start looking on people's resumes or you look at people's jobs postings, they're going to be saying, just like recommended Security Plus, I want to start seeing people say recommended Akylade Certified Cyber Resilience Fundamentals, or CCRF. Whatever those things are for that role. And right now we've already planned out the first 6 certifications. There are 3 different paths. The first one we're working with is the NIST Cybersecurity Framework. And if you're not familiar with the NIST Cybersecurity Framework, go back. We had an episode on it where we went in and we talked all about it. Or Kip and I do have a Udemy course on that covers all of the outline of the NIST Cybersecurity Framework. And lots of that is going to be in this certification, as well as some additional information that we're working on. There will be a textbook associated with this as well at release. And that's the other project I'm working on right now. So as I said earlier, big stack of projects, and I'm trying to get through them as quickly as possible to give everybody their attention.